So we're going to start this set of videos in the tank. The tank is a really useful facility. It's weatherproof. You can go through the motions exactly as you require them without a boat wobbling you around. And for my purposes, I can demonstrate exactly what I'm trying to communicate to you in the basics of technique. So even if you haven't got access to a tank, it's a very useful way to get the message across. And that's what we're going to do now. So let's get going. So a good place to start is to understand how the various bits of jargon and terminology works, so that when a coach is trying to tell you something, you actually know what they're talking about. So let's have a look at the oar, or what we call the blade. There are various styles of blade, and they won't all be the same. But as you can see, this one's got sort of two separated handle bits for your hands. The bit that's on the end of the handle is called the outside hand. If you imagine, it's on the outside of the arc that the oar makes, the blade makes. But the most important bit for you to appreciate is this bit down here, which is called the sleeve. Now this green bit is actually like a box. It's got sides and stuff, and sort of, it's not quite right angular, but what it does is that when it's sitting in the boat, when it sits on its side, then the spoon is sort of set vertical. So if I waggle it around here, can you hear that? It's just sitting on the side. So the spoon is guaranteed to be vertical if I'm using the side of the sleeve, this box thing here. That's called square. We call vertical square, okay? When you're sitting in the boat, sort of just doing nothing, and you're resting your spoon, that's the other end, on the water, it's feathered, okay? So imagine a feather going through the air. It's on the back of the box, on the back of the sleeve. So feathered is flat, square is like that. And it all depends upon the sleeve. And it's vital that you let the sleeve do its job. It's sitting in a thing called the swivel, which we'll see in a minute. And it's designed so that you can push this out so it's stuck against the swivel. Okay, it's called a collar or a button. Sorry, there are two words for it. And that's designed so that you can push it out sideways so it doesn't pull away, and then you find yourself working without the sleeve, okay? So the sleeve is your friend, and you need to learn how to let it do its work. At the other end, we have the spoon, which I referred to earlier. Now, there are different styles of spoon, but essentially the sort of spoon that you're probably going to be using is like a cleaver, it's like a chopper, it's like an axe. For the purposes of the tank, we have a much reduced size of spoon, or indeed a spoon which is normal sized, full of holes. And the reason for that is the enormous amount of resistance you're going to get when you put it into stationary water. But again, that's something I'll refer to later on.